let's make the next few minutes all about you, Laurie.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So how did you come to find this awesome location?
It just kind of happened. It was strange at the time. I actually knew a couple of girls that work at the gas station down in town, and I walked in the door, and they saw me walk in, and they're like, "Oh, hi, we haven't seen you in a few days." And then the one girl said, "Are you still into the paranormal investigating stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And then she said, "Do you know the Wildwood Sanitarium's for sale?" And I just looked at her. I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, where's this place or what?" And she gave me directions, and I must have drove by the place literally like 1,000 times because we'd come here to do our grocery shopping and stuff in Salamanca. And me, like so many other people, never realized what this building was. I just would drive by it and say, "Oh, look at that building, that's cool."
Yeah, it looks
Like, I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And even a lot of the locals didn't know what this place was. You know, back 100 years ago, a lot of people just thought it was an old house.
Yeah.
But anyway, she gave me directions. You know, when I pulled up in front of it, I just looked at it, and it's like, "Oh my God, look at this place," you know? I'm like, I got to go knock on the door. So I went and knocked on the door. A girl came to the door, and she's like, "Yeah, you know, it's my dad's place, and he's going to sell it." And she was kind of temporarily living just on the first floor. The second and third floor were shut off pretty much. But she's like, "Yeah, you want a tour of it?" And I came in here, and I immediately knew when I walked in the door that there were spirits in here. I mean, it just hit me like a wall.
Wow.
So every day after that, I couldn't stop thinking about this place. It literally drove me insane, like thinking about it 24/7.
And the rest of the family.
That kind of spread?
Yeah.
Spread?
Well, no, because you just talk about it so much.
I talked about it so much.
Yeah.
I was driving
Yeah.
everyone nuts about it. And
Yeah.
my husband just kind of glared at me, and he's like,
No.
"Do you
What are you doing
realize how much
Yeah.
work that place needs?" I mean, literally, the roof was so bad there was even a hole in the roof in one spot. Like, it was bad. But I don't know. I couldn't
Was a
stop
calling.
thinking about it. And yeah, it just kind of happened. I had a comp settlement that I had
Nice timing.
some
Yeah,
money
everything
with.
worked out,
I
and it
mean-
was all like the universe made it work. That was
Yeah,
That's
it was kind of
interesting.
strange. I at the time I was working at the casino. I had an injury, and then I had the compensation from it. And basically, they basically told me that they felt like I could no longer do my job there anymore. I worked in the maintenance department, but I could pick a different job, and I didn't. I told them, "Well, if I can't do my job, I guess I'll collect unemployment and see about the compensation
Retire.
thing, because
Yeah.
I'm not going to start all over again with some other job. No, if you feel like I can no longer do my job, like, so that happened for a reason too.
Yeah, the timing was right. And it's interesting the way that you talk about.
Then I was able to put time into this place. you know,
Right, because you were
and that's
freed
what
up.
paid for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, basically, that's kind of what
Interesting.
happened. And
You know, this seems to be a trend for people that, and it's, I'm sure not just in the paranormal, but when you feel a calling, it haunts you.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
it
is.
does.
It haunts you. We're
Yeah.
already
it
getting into
honestly
it.
does.
And it won't leave you alone. You keep feeling pulled back into it, but there's always a reason, because you know, sometimes we want to do something and we feel like we're hitting a brick wall, and then
Yeah.
you have to know and not be too stubborn to know, oh, that must not be the way.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you feel that calling and then things work out
Yeah,
easily, that's the way to go.
Yeah, and she was compelled with it too.
Well, I just supported her in this decision because obviously I was really young and like super into the paranormal stuff and everything. So I was like one of the only person in the family that supported her doing it. I'm like, no, we should do
Yeah.
this. Like, let's do it and everything else. And everyone else in the family was like, you're nuts. Like, that
what
is
are you thinking?
insane. Because obviously, like, you know, they were getting older. They wanted to settle down and retire. I was finally like a teenager. So, you know, it just, you know, you would think they'd want to calm down and relax. But no, they're like, let's buy a haunted location. Yeah, so, yeah.
Like I said, it wasn't like we were looking to buy a place or anything. It just happened.
Has that happened to you in your life before in other ways where you felt a calling or couldn't get something out of your head and then
definitely.
it worked out?
Definitely, yeah.
So this is a strength of yours then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of women in our family are like that, though. We're all pretty intuitive. So.
And a lot of my strength, you know, with the psychic abilities and stuff, is I'm meant to connect people together, certain people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a strange thing, but I've also had, you know, like I'll be doing a history tour or something, and I'll be like, who is that man that keeps following you around? Like, who is that? Is that your dad? You know, and they'll say, gee, I feel like he's around me all the time. And then, you know, stuff comes to my head, and I'm like, yeah, your dad was a mechanic, and he used to like to tinker with stuff constantly, but he liked you, you know. He was trying to teach you how to do that stuff too. And I get people crying sometimes when stuff comes out like that. And then something will just come out and they'll say, nobody knows that was my nickname, or, you know, it happens sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and you've got these eyes too that as soon as I walked in the door today, I saw you. I was like, oh my God, that's being looked at. That's what it feels to be seen. Right
Imagine
there.
growing up with that.
Oh yeah.
You can lie to her. You can hide
get away with anything.
No,
just look at any one of my kids. You're lying.
Yeah.
Don't go with that.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
Yeah. And you're like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, that used to happen all the time.
So you said that a lot of the women in your family are psychic. Do you include yourself in that realm?
Yeah,
You're feeling
definitely.
that as well?
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Well, you have to tell her the story about how we got into the paranormal.
Yeah, because that has to do with that.
Yeah. That was kind of my fault. Yeah.
Yeah. She was only 3 years old. And we went on a camping trip. Back then we had motorhome and we had four-wheelers, and we used to go camping on weekends. And we went on this camping trip, and I woke her up in the morning and I said, Brookie, how'd you sleep, you know, camping, you know, did you sleep good? And she sat up in the bed, looked at me, and she said, Mommy, Uncle Bob came through the window and told me not to be scared. I'm just like, what? And she repeated it. I had a brother that committed suicide. He had been gone for quite a few years, and she didn't even know he existed. She didn't know his name. She didn't know anything about him because I didn't talk about him. He had been gone a long time, and I just didn't talk about him. And I thought, boy, that is so weird, you know? And when we got home, I had a whole bunch of family pictures in my hallway. And I said to her, Brookie, I said, do you see Uncle Bob's picture up here on the wall? And she pointed right at him. Well, you know, that kind of started the whole thing. But as she grew up, she kept seeing spirits everywhere. At her bus stop, in school. You name it. It was really hard to grow up with a child that has that ability, because you got to be so careful. You know, she can't say, you know, go to school and tell everyone that, you know, she's seeing these things, or that they would think she's a mental case or something, that she needs therapy, that she could always come to me because I kind of knew what she was kind of going through.
And how did you know that? Had you already been aware?
Because I kind of went through it when I was a kid, but I was told
You were
I was
back
seeing
then,
things,
yeah.
or gee, you got a great imagination, or
yeah.
you know, whatever. And I kind of pushed it off to the side, you
It's
know.
all about how the
Yeah.
parents handle it. I swear.
Right.
So I always told her she could come to me and tell me, you know, when she sees these things or whatever, because I understand, you know.
Well, her brother also, before he passed, was saying that he was hearing voices and seeing people and things like that too. Which obviously they thought, you know, maybe he had schizophrenia or something like that.
Yep.
But he also could have been seeing things
Actually
and
seeing things.
And
not
both things
knowing
could be
how to
true.
deal with
Yeah.
it.
Both
Exactly.
things could be true,
Yeah,
too.
you don't know. Obviously, you can't hear his side, but
Mhm.
you know that makes you think, was that maybe what he was going through instead of these horrible mental health issues, and he just didn't know how to handle it.
So do you think it's good to validate, because obviously for mental health, it's good to validate that person's experience of what they're going through in their mental health. But it sounds like it's also good to validate what somebody might be experiencing spiritually.
Oh, yeah,
in the paranormal.
definitely.
It's good to validate your children, which it is tricky. But you also don't want them to feel scared.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is the biggest thing I found.
Yep.
Right.
But it's good to It's good to be able to validate that for people and go, oh no, you're not crazy.
Yeah,
Like this is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know, when she got a little bit older, we started doing the ghost hunting and the paranormal investigating, and
Together?
it gave her
Yeah, we always
it gave
did
her
together,
confidence that she was seeing the things she was seeing, because
Which the whole ghost hunting
that
thing.
kind of validated.
I mean,
and people
the whole-
believed her. And,
Yeah, the whole story just like fits together like a puzzle. It's really crazy because we didn't go like searching ghost hunting. It just kind of found us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because how we like got
And you were
into
young
it.
still
Yeah,
when
so
you
still
found
very young. I think it was maybe like 11 or 12 when we
maybe,
we went to Van Horn
maybe
the
10,
first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we my aunt came into town so her aunt and everything came into town from New York City, and they wanted to go to the Van Horn Mansion because we're related to the Van Horns by my mom and everything. Her mom's maiden name was Van Horn, and they traced our family back to the original people that built the mansion and everything. So we went and visited there, and while we were there, we saw that they were advertising paranormal investigations, and that's what they did. So the Van Horn Mansion was actually the first place that we investigated.
Huh.
And
you
then
weren't
from
even there for that reason originally.
No, we were just there to check out the building with family and everything, just because, relatives and everything. And then we saw the pamphlet, and then the paranormal just kind of happened, and you go to one, and then you just get addicted to it, and you want to do it all the time.
Ugh.
So when we were there, we met the team that was running it, and then we became involved with them in helping them out, and we went to all kinds of their events, and then we started becoming part of the team, and we ran in tours and everything. Yeah, as a mom-daughter duo, I mean, I was like very young and leading ghost tours at the Buffalo Terminal and like doing all this crazy stuff. But
okay, that's why, because you are still young.
Yeah, well, yeah.
She still is.
But you're so, for your age-ish, I mean, I don't know exactly how old you are, but for your age, I can tell how grounded and well-spoken you are, and it must be from years of already doing this.
Yeah,
like, it's no big deal to you.
Yeah, I grew up in the paranormal. Yep, I definitely did. Just like I grew up at this house. I was still very young when she bought it. So, but yeah.
She's always acted way mature for her age, even when she was younger.
Which is a whole nother story about why. But
yeah.
Should we get into that?
You can, about your mom.
Oh, you want me to do that?
You might as well. We're unpacking the whole story.
It's really strange. My mom passed away. Like me and Brookie, how close we are. I was that close to her too. And Mother's Day was coming up, and the Friday before Mother's Day, I found out I was pregnant with her, which seemed kind of strange, but
and she was older, obviously. I was an oops,
and
but
then,
I think I'm a pretty good oops.
well, quite a few years after, I mean, there's a psychic here in Salamanca that is very accurate. And I'm a really hard person to read. A lot of people have a hard time reading me. But he's very accurate. So I kind of trust his judgment and stuff. Well, I was actually at work the one day, and this thought came into my head from one of my spirit guides, and they said, I think you're ready to know. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Know about what? You know? And it kept bugging me and kept bugging me and kept bugging me. And then all of a sudden, this voice said that, you know how you have such a close connection to your youngest daughter, Brooke? And I'm just like, yeah. And there's a reason for that. And then I'm like, it just, I'm at work. Like, I'm trying to do my job, and I'm thinking this stuff. It's like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? And they said, that's because there's this never-ending cycle that me and, like, Brooke now, we're like soulmates kind of thing. And this cycle keeps going around and around. It repeats
with the youngest
and it keeps
daughter.
Repeating over and over.
Yeah.
That she is actually my mom that came back.
That same soul energy.
Yep, that same soul energy keeps coming back. And then someday I will come back as her youngest.
Wow, so I wonder how long that's been going on.
So,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I was
but
told
it
this,
is crazy
but then
too.
I thought, oh my God,
Yeah.
you know. So then I got on the phone and I'm like, Mike, I need to talk to you. This is
right.
important.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, the psychic.
And then he's like, I already know what you're going to ask me. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, you're wondering if, you know, Brookie is actually your mom, like, that came back.
Yes.
And
he knew you were going to ask
he knew I was
knew.
going to ask him that.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it's true. He's like, it's true.
Mind blown.
Yep.
I'm just like,
but
oh
it's
my
funny
God.
too, because like with her mom and everything, we have a lot of similarities. Like her mom almost drowned in Hawaii when my mom was little. And I am deathly afraid of water. I've never had
totally
anything happen with water, but I'm just like terrified of water. I always have been. Just like little things that are really similar.
Different foods, different little habits. I mean, all kinds of things that, you know, I know that my mom did that she has too. Like, it's strange.
Soul family.
Yeah.
So does that lead into the idea, because it's not necessarily reincarnation per se.
Yeah.
It's more like an infusion.
Right, kind of.
Of that same spirit of something.
Right, yeah. It's a something.
It's a something.
Yeah.
Put it in the shaker jar and shake it
right,
up and we'll get an answer.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on actual, like, reincarnation then? Because that kind of hints toward it. It's a cousin of it.
I believe in reincarnation.
I think it happens.
100%.
I think when we pass away, I think we have different choices. Like, you can either cross over if you think your purpose has been taken care of or whatever. But I think you can also, like, come back as a spirit guide.
Okay.
But I also think, you know, like in our case, they want to stay in the family and they come back. But I think you do have several choices.
So is that, could explain why, because I'm always wondering, like, how can, after we die, like, how can reincarnation and ghosts both exist? That doesn't make any sense to me, because it's either that your spirit goes into a new body, or it lingers and haunts. Like, how can both things be true? But I guess what you're saying is you make a choice on the other side.
You know, all the times, like, all the messages I've gotten and just everything, I never got anything from my mom.
Never.
So does that explain that she came back as her? That's why I never
even in all of us, like,
even, you know, on spirit boxes or when I tried, you know, doing anything paranormal-wise to try to contact her, she's never came across.
Okay, this is actually very personal to me, because I lost next month it'll be 10 years that I lost my mom,
Okay.
And this woman, now mind you, she was very quiet in real life.
Yeah.
But so I could see why maybe I'm not hearing her, but also, where is she? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
getting anything from her either. I mean,
Yeah.
I did a little bit when she first passed, but I've not heard somebody say that yet until you just said that. Because everybody else is always like, well, and then my mom came through, and I'm just like, what's that like?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
she's never
interesting.
came across in any of the stuff we've done over all the years. It's never happened.
Yep.
Interesting. That actually makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think like when we went to school to be mediums, which is another whole story. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So
I want to go to school to
kind
be
of, yeah. So we did. We went to school to be mediums. When our teacher was talking to us, she was basically describing life contracts too. So if someone doesn't fulfill their life contract and that soul or that energy still needs to learn something, they'll come back. But another thing, I think like ghosts are people that can't give up something in this realm. So like either stuff, I mean, you know how people will get attached to their things and everything else, they can't give up that, or like a family member that they want to protect.
Don't want to leave their house.
Or they don't want to leave their
business.
house.
Or,
yeah, because they're scared.
Stuck. Kind of, in a way.
Yep, yeah.
On by choice almost.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and then when they give that up is kind of when they can cross over and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's multidimensional.
Right.
And even ghosts that we see or contact sometimes aren't necessarily used to be a human, right?
Right.
Like sometimes it's maybe interdimensional beings or, alien life or it could be anything really at any given moment. Do you think that or?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We've even heard, we have a friend that thinks that he contacted someone from the future and was having a whole conversation with that. Totally. So it's crazy.
It could be anything.
Exactly. None of
us
us really know. But
it's fun to play with.
Yeah, right.
It's
exactly.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what kind of joy has the paranormal brought to both of your lives, or heartache? It could be anything. Like, how has it affected you?
Been a real priority, really. I mean,
yeah.
You've been on a fast track.
Yeah. It's pretty much is our lives. I mean, that's just how it is. Yeah. I mean, growing up and stuff, obviously, it was very hard being, the weird kid or, whatever else. And especially if people found out, like, what we did on the weekends is what we would call it. Like, we don't talk about that. Because obviously, like, you're in a small town and people are going to think you're freaking crazy. Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, we hunt ghosts on the weekend. Like, that's not... I mean, now it's definitely more cooler and everything else. And, with TikTok, it trends and everything else. It's a little bit different, but, it wasn't always like that. So you were just the weirdo that did the weird stuff on the weekends and up in Buffalo and everything else. But I mean, I think at that point it was very hard, but it did work out in the way that it was supposed to. Because obviously, like, we're very thankful for Wildwood and how many opportunities Wildwood has brought us. I mean, we get to travel all over the place and we meet these amazing people and hear their stories about the paranormal, and we wouldn't really be able to do that without Wildwood.
Mm-hmm.
So. And when you think of it, a lot of people that are into the paranormal, they have a reason that they're searching for something.
Yes,
whether it's a relative or just trying to figure things out, whatever. I mean, and talking to all these people, and it's so neat to say, I got into it because, my mom passed away and I felt her presence in my bedroom and I saw her sit on my bed, whatever. I mean, we hear so many stories.
Yeah, a lot from childhood, too.
Yeah, definitely.
So many stories, But
it sounds like the point of entry for both of you wasn't even something that you chose. It chose you.
Yeah. No, the lifestyle really
much.
did choose us.
Yeah.
No, it definitely did. Even, like, I tried running away from it at one point. I'm like, I'm, like, not going to do much at Wildwood. I'm going to, this was, like, a few years ago when I had my daughter and everything. Like, I'm just going to take a break for a little bit. And it still just pulls you back in, and it all works out so weird, because then my mom started having really bad health issues, and So then someone had to step up to take care of Wildwood. I mean, someone had to be here.
Yeah.
So then, I just got dragged back into it. So, but I don't regret it at all.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
love this
literally
house.
your calling.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. You overcame a lot health-wise, I think.
Yep.
When I interviewed Zach, he cued me in a little bit.
Yeah,
But you can talk about that if you want.
Survived breast cancer. Had to do the chemo and the surgery and the radiation and everything. I'm still dealing with lung cancer, but right now it's just kind of sitting there, not
hanging
getting
out.
any worse.
Just hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah, which it can do.
Anything,
I didn't realize that until recently. It can just
it's
lay
just
there.
kind of sitting there for now. So
Yeah.
as long as it doesn't get any worse,
But even her breast cancer was super weird because it was a very aggressive form, and it normally only happens in women, isn't it under 40 is when that type of breast cancer happens. So she was it was super
like a
weird.
hormonal one or something.
Yeah, it was just
no, it wasn't the
no,
hormonal
it was
one.
just it's the triple
negative.
negative. So it normally happens
Yeah.
in younger women, not older women and everything. So it's just the whole thing was weird.
Yeah.
It happened, and then now me and Zach are here. It's just the whole thing is just some weird puzzle that's always
at the time,
evolving.
showing itself.
Yeah,
I wanted
right.
to put her on the deed when I originally bought it, but she was too young. She wasn't.
Yeah.
She had to be at least 18 or whatever, and she wasn't 18 yet. So, then I just decided then it became the priority. It's what if something happens to me? I died during the surgery, whatever, something has to be there to protect Wildwood.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to sign it over to her now, because then that way I know Wildwood is still safe.
It's Wildwood is one of your children.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a family
And
member.
I mean, that's
living,
the plan. I told her,
thing.
look, I'm gonna do this. If I was a materialistic person, I've had offers for people to buy, wanting to buy Wildwood. But that's not what it's about.
No.
It's supposed to stay in the family. But I told her, when her time comes and she doesn't want to deal with it anymore, pass it down to one of the grandkids.
Definitely.
So I mean, it's gonna stay in the family.
It's part of the family. It was always meant to be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you think that there is a connection to any of the spirits that are here to you specifically, or it was just an opportunity in the paranormal?
It sounds funny. I actually had the lady that owns the Paulding jail messaged me the one day, and she's like, I'm bored. Could I look up your family history? Because I got Ancestry and whatever else she had. I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't have a problem with that. So I gave her some info and stuff, and she kept checking into things, and she messaged me back, and she's like, oh my God. She's like, I think you're related to Dr. Perry. So one of the doctors that opened up the sanitarium, we could possibly be distantly related to Dr. Perry.
That's wild. And it's just
Ain't that strange?
jokes.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's
It was
funny.
so funny because she was so excited about it. She's like, check this out.
Yeah.
And she sent me a bunch of things.
Well, and then being healers, and you
Right.
are a healer, right? I mean, I
Yep,
feel like
yep.
you are. I don't know if you were
Yep.
actually,
We're both
if you
Reiki
identify as
masters,
that.
yeah.
we're
Okay,
Reiki
yeah.
masters, both of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. There it is.
Yeah.
So maybe they just were
No.
like, ooh, healers.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why I'm drawn to it too?
Maybe, yeah.
'Cause
Well,
mental
that's
health,
I
so.
wouldn't doubt it. I really wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I think we've always talked about it too, that Wildwood wanted to become a place of healing again. And that's kind of it's always been our goal, is to have Wildwood be a place of healing and be a comfort spot for people, and where they can, explore the paranormal but be safe, and nothing here is gonna hurt you or anything. I mean, they can get nasty. I've seen
Grumpy, whatever.
Yeah, no, they definitely can.
For, right?
Yeah, no, they definitely can. But it's, also people come here, they get messages from loved ones, or they connect with people that they needed to connect with, or something
that
like that.
All
So
the
it
time.
has become a healing place again, and that's really, I think, what the spirits wanted and what the house itself wanted.
The house itself,
Yeah.
because this house is alive.
Yeah.
So how could that be? So if there's certain spirits that do live here,
Mm-hmm.
is there also some kind of portal energy that would allow people's loved ones to come through here specifically?
I think so, but I think
Yeah.
maybe how it works too is the loved ones might know that they're coming, because obviously this person's going to be thinking about it. If they're scared or excited or something like that, their energy is going to be high, and then that loved one has kind of the opportunity to come through, because we have the equipment, and or you don't even know, you could be on a public ghost hunt and there's a person that is intuitive and a medium, or
True.
Something like that. Just some way it'll work out where you'll get the message that you need to.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. I mean, I did a ghost tour not even that long ago, and I believe it was an aunt and a niece, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember exactly, but they came. And I don't think they were really expecting to hear from loved ones, but I kept getting something. I'm like, they're trying to connect with a loved one. I don't think they realize that's why they came here, but I think that's really what, they're just trying to come through. And so then I brought it up. I'm just like, oh yeah, we have people here. I was actually in the doll room, and I was telling them, yeah, we have people come and they'll get messages, and it's a really cool thing when it happens. And so then we were sitting in the doll room with the spirit box, and I forgot how she kind of opened it up, but she asked something like, is my dad there? And then he came over the spirit box, and this poor woman was just bawling, but it was a very beautiful thing, because he was talking to her, and it was actually, oh my God, no, I remember, it was her daughter that came they came for her birthday. So this poor girl came for her birthday, but the message was actually for her sister. The whole time he was calling for her sister on the spirit box, that he had a message for them. And she's like, oh, we're going to have to bring her back now, because he wouldn't really say exactly what the whole message was. It was just something about kind of a warning, be careful in some kind of situation. And we were trying to get it through and everything, but he just kept saying her name and just wanted her to be here. And the sister was supposed to come, but then she wasn't able to or something. And the sister was really upset that she wasn't able to come. So it just kind of all worked out, It just, I don't know, it always just works out. Yeah. I don't know what it is,
We had another girl, too, that came, and she just came to attend, a ghost hunt thing or whatever, and the spirit box was on, and a voice came over, and it was her best friend that got killed in a car accident, and she recognized the voice right away, and then she said, whoever, I don't remember who the name was, though, but she's like, are you okay? And, they had a regular conversation over the spirit box.
Yeah.
And, that's one of the reasons why she was ghost hunting some places and stuff, because she wanted to see if she could hear from her friend. And she came here to Wildwood, and that's where
she was able to do it.
She connected with her.
It's like a phone booth.
Yeah.
Here.
Kind of, yeah.
World.
That's a really good way to put it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But there's so many cases like that. I mean,
so many different.
We could probably talk for hours on
that.
Too.
Right. Oh yeah.
That's the other thing, because it is a small town, because this is family. I mean, this is a family business. That is, I feel maybe very rare. In this world. I think, I don't know, in this community, in the paranormal community. But what is it like? How cool is it that this is female-led, too?
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Zach.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it without him. But, it started with the mother-daughter team. Powerful team. And what an awesome thing. Women first kind of. Mother-daughter family type thing.
Yeah, and then it's just, Wildwood became part of our family. That's just kind of how it evolved. Yeah. It's super important to all of us. I mean, even my siblings, know how important Wildwood is to the family. Even my kids love this building. I mean, they love coming here. My son calls it the spooky house, but he loves coming here and playing, and and we do all of our family events here because it's the biggest house. So we just do all of our family stuff here, and all the kids, love being here and playing, and imagine how cool that is too. Like you get to grow up at your family's haunted house,
and we'll have like Thanksgiving or something, and we'll get out a couple pieces of ghost hunting equipment and put it on the table with the food and stuff goes off. And last Thanksgiving we were sitting at the table and all of a sudden the light up here starts spinning around and down in the dining room. It just started going around.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was really weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just funny how that. Yeah, they enjoy the holidays too.
Do you feel something here right now?
Oh, there's always
stuff here.
It's just a passer through. Like, do you think they're curious about what's happening right now? I noticed when we were here last investigating, they weren't too keen on all the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we turned the cameras off, the spirit box that we have started going crazy. And it sounded like we were listening to a doctor's office, actually. We were hearing like a lot of beeps, almost like life support. It was really interesting.
I think it's really like based off the people's energy too that comes here. Like I think they're really big on respect. Like if you don't respect them and what they're doing and all of this kind of, then they're not going to talk to you. They're not going to react. If you're not open to it, I feel like they're going to leave you alone and they're not going to communicate with you. But then other times I feel like anyone, they kind of get over it and get a little angry. So they'll be like, okay, I'll show you. But then, and then something really crazy will happen.
But that makes people want to stay more.
No, I know. Yeah. But I have definitely seen stuff like that too, where someone didn't believe, and then Zach's actually got a really good story of that when some a guy that came that was kind of a skeptic, which is totally okay. I mean, everyone has their own opinions and I value theirs too, totally, that's totally fine. But he came, he was, in the army, this big tough buff guy and everything else, and didn't believe in this stuff at all, and the wife kind of dragged him along and everything, and then he was just saying different comments to Zach and everything. And then one of his loved ones ended up coming over the spirit box. And he's like, holy crap. Like, it's just little things like that. They will prove to you if they feel the need. I mean, it definitely does happen.
I feel like, and this has nothing to do with the interview, but just like what you're saying about sometimes not being able to feel or they won't communicate with you. And I'm definitely very open, obviously, to this stuff and interested, but I always get this sense that, and it could just be my fear. There might be some underlying fear.
That's too.
But I almost feel too protected by something, where I'm just in this bubble of something that I can't see through, and I don't know how to at least peek through it.
Yeah.
And then I can go back in. I don't know. It's interesting. There's different reasons why.
Yeah, your third eye is blocked.
Something that I'll do,
I feel my third eye a lot. It's so weird that you said that. Like, I can literally feel it, almost like something's pressing, either from the outside in or from the inside out.
Yeah. Something that I do a lot too while I'm investigating, especially if I'm sitting at this table, I do close myself off a lot, especially at public ghost hunts and everything, because obviously I'm more focused on the guests and, is everything going okay, what's going on down there, who's doing what or whatever, I'm not really tuning in. But if I do, you'll see me and I'll sit there and I'll open my hands up, and it's just kind of my symbolizing that I'm open to communication and that, you can talk to me. And
I wonder if I should come up with something like
yeah,
that. Because I think I do, and I wonder if it's the ADHD thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if I do get too distracted by the people around me, you know, the actual things, the concrete things.
Yeah.
But if I were to slow down a little bit and do something like that.
Meditation.
Yeah, that's what I kind of do. I just I open it. I just open up that line.
Okay.
It's just kind of like
It's
how
like
you're
a
talking about the phone. Like I'm opening up that line to them, that if you want to connect, like, okay, I'm going to focus on you for a few minutes and you can come through to me and, you know, doing things like that.
That's good advice. And that's good advice for anybody that might be interested in getting into more the, like, psychic spirit side of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that is almost like its own avenue in a way.
Right.
You know, a lot of people are like, oh, they do this because it's sensational and it's popular to do this.
Right.
But how much are they really dropping into the experience of it
and
what that could mean for their lives?
Oh, that's it. It's such a wide spectrum. You know, you get the people who just do it for entertainment, and you get, you know, people that want to know or try to figure out what's going on and stuff that way. And then you got the scientific kind of people who want to get proof.
Everyone has their own little niches. You
know, it can go either way.
Yeah, it really can.
At any point. Or do some of each thing. I mean, but that's why there's so many investigators out there too, because they're all in it for different reasons.
That's a cool aspect of it too. That's a wide spectrum.
It is something that's really cool about the paranormal community, that everyone kind of
from different angles.
Yeah, everyone kind of has their own little thing, and that's another reason I love Wildwood too. Is you get to see how all these other people investigate, and then just like picking up little things that you learn along the way, and how, you know, this group does this little thing, and then you all kind of pick it up, and it's just like one little big melting pot. And then you just have all these things that you've learned along the way, and that makes you up. Yeah. Well, and it makes the information up about the house and all these people's different experiences, and because you have people that have had like more scientific experiments, and they know all these different measurements and their data and everything else. But then you have people experiencing spiritual things, and, you know, different stuff like that, and so it's really cool.
Right. Yeah, you're literally collecting data here.
Yeah.
Without even necessarily meaning to. You're doing like a passive scientific experiment. Yeah. Sociological scientific experiment just by collecting data in your logbooks. Right. People. Yep. That's fascinating. Yeah. You should write a book. Wait, where's the book?
Yeah, we want to.
I know.
We want to.
So
it's just, we've never gotten there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I keep talking to Zach. We've been talking about it for like 2 years now. I'm like, I really got to sit down and write. We got to write a book, or we got to write something. And when my mom actually started, when she bought the building, she started writing just little things down that she wanted to remember. And we have all that different stuff, and we got to do it.
I see a children's book.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
I could
too.
see like almost like a pop-up children's book.
That would be
Wildwood
really fun.
Sanitarium, like spooky ghost stories for kids.
That would be so cool.
Oh my god.
That's kind of like, I do my podcast with my friend, and that's kind of what we do, is like ghost spooky stories tidbits. and stuff like that. That's what we do, and it's just
The science thing is interesting too. Why don't you, let's see, where are we at? Oh, perfect. Yeah. So, in terms of equipment, because sometimes I think that blocks me too. Because I'm like, oh, let me use this equipment. But I think sometimes, don't you think sometimes that you just get more information without all these devices sometimes? Like just being open to it?
I feel like there's different situations and different things, so what it calls for, Yeah. Because, like, obviously, like, if you're on a public investigation, a lot of those people are coming to see the flashing lights and the shiny things and everything else. But then, like, if we're investigating by ourselves, it kind of looks a little bit different. Like, we will have some of the shiny things and whatever else, but that's just kind of more to confirm what we're getting intuitively.
True.
That's what we do a lot of times. Like, we will be pulling things intuitively, and then the equipment is just to confirm it, basically. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of times how we investigate at different places.
Smart. You want to just tell our listeners who my haunted hearts probably already know about you, but maybe just how to contact you or contact Wildwood really quick?
Yeah, so you can follow us on any of our social media, just Wildwood Sanitarium. And our Facebook is Wildwood Sanitarium Restoration Project, which we didn't touch on any of that. But like the money from tours and everything else, we do different fundraisers, goes back into fixing the house. So you can find us on there. Our website is just wildwoodsanitarium.com. And then we also, when is this going to air?
Next week, Wednesday.
Okay. So we also will be in the New York State Haunted History Trail. We are finally back in the magazine, and we're super excited about that. So you can find us in there, too.
So talk more about the restoration project, actually, and the food pantry and all that. Because you're right, let's include that for sure.
Yeah. So obviously when we purchased the building, we knew that it needed a lot of work. And it still does, of course. But how Mom was saying earlier, I mean, the room to our right literally had no roof. I mean, it was just a giant hole. Yes. And it was crazy because they were too scared to crawl on top of the house to put a tarp up there. So they put it inside on the ceiling in this room. So we used to call it the tarp room. And the tarp hung in like a funnel shape. And then there was a hole in the center. And there was a kiddie pool full of water. And we used to have to take buckets and throw the buckets of water out the window when it rained, and it was just crazy.
I used to panic every time we got a thunderstorm or it rained. I'm like, we gotta go to Wildwood.
Yep. Mom and Dad would be over here throwing buckets of water out the window, and everything was crazy.
A labor of love.
Yeah. So I mean, they generated the funds from all of the investigators that came here, the overnight investigations and tours, and that's how they put the whole metal roof on the place. And the roof is crazy too because it was never fully replaced. It had 13 layers of shingles on it. 13 layers, yeah.
Throw another layer on.
Yeah, no, literally, it was never fully replaced.
That's amazing. Actually.
Yeah, so
13.
Yeah,
13 layers.
Yeah,
I counted them.
So it was pretty crazy.
That's a lot of work too.
Oh
Good
yeah,
Lord.
yeah. And pretty much like one or two guys did the whole thing. They did the whole thing.
Oh my God.
Plus, we bought a lot of the supplies from the Amish, so I mean they benefited from it too. In the long run, you know, it benefited their community because we bought our supplies there. So
yeah,
plus we had you know locals work on it too. It wasn't like a big company or whatever. So we're big on supporting local and
small
communities, small businesses.
Yeah,
we support other locations. You know, when need
definitely.
be. I mean,
we love our other location owners and stuff.
That's
something that's so fun about having a location too that obviously other people wouldn't know about, but just getting to talk to other location owners and just bouncing off ideas to each other, like, oh hey, like I found this person that can fix this thing and do this, and it's so cool to talk to other location owners and all that. But yeah, with the restoration, it'll always be an ongoing project. I mean, obviously it'll go on forever. But that's something that's super important to us too, is making sure that Wildwood stays for a long, long time, and you know, fixing up the building, and that's something super important to us.
Oh yeah.
And then bringing it back to community. You know, we have our food pantry. We do different fundraisers throughout the years. We've raised a ton of money for suicide prevention, actually. We used to do like a paracon for it, and now we just do like a public investigation and donate the money. You know, community is super important to us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the suicide prevention thing.
Yeah, we usually do it. It's usually like September or October is usually when we plan it all out.
Good to know.
But it's always a really good time, and we all just come together and then donate the money. Yeah. And we actually, I try and reach out to all different communities and kind of bring them into the paranormal, if that makes sense. So actually we sponsor a girl at roller derby in our local community, right in Olean. So we sponsor one of the girls every year. I actually started doing it last year, but we're going to do it again this year. And through that, I mean, they do tons of community work. They donate at the animal shelters and do all kinds of amazing fundraisers, and part of that money goes to that as well. So it's just like a whole big spider web of things that all click into place,
Taking the afterlife and using it to fuel and make this life better.
No, yeah, definitely.
Is calling for sure. And
Yeah.
you both have
We've
nailed
helped
it.
kids out with their senior trips.
Yep.
We've adopted, families for
Christmas.
and bought presents for them.
Yeah.
And we've done all kinds of stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, but that's just kind of how I was raised, obviously, and that's how she
Oh,
is.
yeah, I
So
can see
that's
that.
obviously that's something that's very important to us, and to keep going as me and Zach own the house, and it's super important to us.
Yeah, and then you're teaching your kids how to be community first and front forward and all of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We are in the seance room. I don't know if we should maybe try to do a little seance or something.
Yeah, we can.
If there's any spirits here or any loved ones that would like to come forward and talk to us, you may do so. And if there's someone here, could you make a noise of some sort, like a knocking noise or something we might recognize? Did you hear that?
Yeah, the chair over there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that.
Are you taking a seat with us? Oh, there's just footsteps behind us.
That was footsteps. That didn't come from downstairs.
No,
that
it was right behind me, yeah.
It was right behind us.
Yeah.
You have anything to say?
My right shoulder hurts.
I feel somebody touching my head.
Yeah?
Yeah, like on the left back.
I was just saying my
wild.
right shoulder is like kind of like a dull stabbing pain.
Is somebody sitting here with us? Do you have a shoulder issue?
There's a sound bonus,
Wow. Because I haven't heard that sound the whole time we were up here.
I didn't
We've
either.
been up here for an hour.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was wondering if we were gonna hear anyone upstairs, because you hear people walking around a lot. Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
so
See, now
active
if
here.
you were so into the equipment and stuff, you wouldn't be
You'd
hearing
miss
that
it.
stuff.
That's what I'm
You'd
saying.
miss it.
I know it's nice to do it like this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our circle.
Yeah, there's
keeps trying to
somebody in that
widen.
I know.
room, too.
Yeah.
Do you feel that too?
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's somebody in that room back there too.
No, I feel like that too. Like it's just like
it's like pulling us
pushing.
like
yeah.
this. Why would
yeah.
I wonder ring around the rosy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
I was feeling
Maybe
that
they
too.
want
Dance or come inside
Yeah.
in the
to.
center.
Yeah, maybe they want to hold hands too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know, I just got a random shooting pain in my knee, which never happens. So that's something.
Which knee?
My right knee.
Mm-hmm.
What's
That's
that?
your
Is
fault.
that specific?
My knee.
Yeah.
Oh.
She just had surgery on it
You're-
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're being an empath, you're picking up on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was like a shooting pain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
owie.
yeah.
Well, I would like to ask a question since
Yeah.
I'm interviewing everyone. If there are any spirits here who would like to say something to the world or whoever might be watching or to the camera or say something, be heard, maybe give one of us that message so that we can say it for you before we wrap up.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know why as soon as you said that, be kind popped into my head. I don't know what that was.
I love that. That's a good one.
Like you weren't even finished saying what
And
you were
knew.
saying.
You
Yeah.
knew. I'm hearing
I
"Don't
don't know.
Back Down."
Hmm.
I don't know. It's coming through the
Right.
Tom Petty song specifically, though.
Oh, really?
Mine
Yeah.
was
Huh.
trust yourself.
Oh, wow!
So we all just kind of
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Like fortune cookies.
Yeah, right? Yeah, we sound like fortune cookies. Yeah. Paranormal fortune cookies. Yeah.
Well, we'll take those messages for sure. Those are important messages.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much for communicating with us.
Yeah, and allowing us to feel you.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you both so much
Yeah,
for letting me
of
come here
course.
and hang out with you for an hour today.
No, we had a lot of fun.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's definitely one of the best podcasts I've been on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice getting to know you both.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
looking forward to it.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. Bye.